ENLIL, Dagon, Baal, XENU, Christ, Blue Avians, and Psychedelics. If you're here, you're meant to hear this message. We opened a portal called the Looking Glass. This is an alchemical art technique of covering a piece of paper with charcoal and allowing our higher self, ascended masters, spirit guides, deceased loved ones to come forward and tell us about what is happening in the unseen world. Our physical world is a manifestation of the spirit world. We cannot see the spirit world, but we can feel it through our hearts and our third eye. When we awaken, we begin to see the truth, and these truths are being revealed to us in the form of symbology, numerology, geometry, gematria, and even planetary alignments. Let's read this piece like a clock. Although this is an individual reading for Jorge, it is also a collective reading if you are here. At 1 o'clock, there is a priest holding a ball, and on the ball it says bet. Go down from there, we see a lightning strike of Christ. It looks like a wall. Down from there is the Star of David and a mushroom and a reptilian. At 6 o'clock, there is a white bull, the Christ, and Christ looks like a wall. On the other side of Christ is another mushroom, and next to the mushroom is ENLIL holding chains, like a prison guard. Up from there, around 11 o'clock, is Jorge with the number 8. His fingers make 4 stones. There is a god holding a contract, a bird-like god. There's a seal on his temple, 2 blue avian birds, and a phoenix at 11 o'clock. His wife is blocking him, holding a white candle with the Corona Borealis U-shape on her arm. Above her head is the world turtle or the cosmic turtle and the elephant. So all of these symbols within this piece are going to speak in layers. Each symbol will have many different meanings. Physically, mentally, spiritually, in the stars, within your heart, within your outer reality. And that's how Spirit speaks. Spirit speaks telepathically, and each symbol doesn't just hold one meaning. It holds many meanings. Above the head of the Pope is a building that says Area 51. So we're going to talk about some things that may or may not be true, and we're going to meditate and think about these things and learn and awaken and actually expand our consciousness so that we can see that we are not just an individual, we are a collective. We should not think in linear terms. We should think that we are multidimensional. We're going to shift our minds a little bit. So this piece looks like a map, just like this map here. You see the wall in the center. As you can see, above the wall is part of the ascension. And so Jorge is above the wall. Many of us have made it above the wall. The wall is also the Corona Borealis, where the crown looks like a wall. And the corona means crown. And this crown is about gaining a godlike mind. And it is also the boomerang, the U shape, and it is associated with the 7 stars and the blazing star of Solomon. It is an awakening, but it is also a warning against spiritual viruses at this time. So the Pope or the priest is holding the god Bet, and this god Bet is connected to Dagon, the fish god, and Baal. So Dagon was a fish god, and many people worship Dagon. And his son was Baal. And Baal is the god of child sacrifice. Child sacrifice, according to written history, which I don't believe written history as much as some, but they say that they burned babies alive. And so it was hurting children, basically. And I do see a connection between Dagon, the fish god, Baal, and Catholicism, the Catholic Church. And so that's what is being presented here, is the truth about the Catholic Church. So when we look at the symbols of Dagon, the fish god, we can kind of connect the dots with Baal and the children and the sacrifice. And you really have to look into this stuff because there's always a good meaning to all of these symbols, not just a bad meaning. And we'll talk about that. But the Pope himself looks like Dagon the fish god. His garments look just like Dagon the fish god. And Baal, Dagon seems to be a connection here. just really absorb that. And it's just so strange how the Catholic Church is one of the number one child pedophile organizations on earth. And they have harmed over 300,000 children just in the last 10 years of documented assaults on children. They even found bones of children underneath the vaults in Vatican City. And so I just wanted you to know that it's not just Catholics, but even preachers have a sexual energy that has assaulted children for a long time. And I think the reason I'm bringing this about is because we have to rethink religion, and we may want to consider whether conventional religion has become corrupt, and it's been corrupt for a long time. If you look up all of the information about the assaults on children and how many children were killed or raped or hurt, it's overwhelming. But anyway, your wife has the cosmic turtle on her head with the gray elephants. The gray elephants are us. We are in a world supporting a higher realm. If you are under the wall, you are the gray elephant, which means you have not ascended over the wall. Now, XENU is a Scientologist story about a God that took our soul and froze our soul and put us on a prison planet where we lost our memories. So our memories were cut from us. We were cut from our memory. And so some of us were originally bird people, like blue avians. And so you have these bluebirds. And it's very, very much likened to the white bull and Maleficent and how her wings were cut. So we were cut, and I'm going to explain what this cutting means in history. So Mithra was this androgynous being that is very much the same story as Jesus. He was born of a virgin, he resurrected, he did the baptism, and he cut a white bull in half. Not by his throat, actually in half. This is a symbol that the moon was cut from the sun. That's why the sun and the moon are the exact same size. So the Father sacrificed the Son, the S-U-N, and as above, so below. The Father sacrificed the Son, the moon was cut from the sun, the sun was cut from the moon, and Adam was cut from Eve. The god of the moon was named Sin, and also Yahweh in different areas of the earth. But Sin was an androgynous god, male and female, and they say the androgynous ones come from the moon. So if we were born in sin, we were born in the moon, and our original form was Adam and Eve, both male and female. The Sumerians and even Plato speaks of this androgynous nature, but it wasn't just male and female, moon and sun. It was flesh and spirit. Our holy dove was cut from us. So the original cross had the holy dove head on it, and then it was cut off and replaced by the ankh, which is the eye of the needle. This is Adam shown with 6 fingers. 6 fingers and 6 toes is a sure sign of someone being androgynous. The golden compass revealed a child being cut from their animal. Your animal is your spirit. The holy dove is an animal. And this can be a white elephant, a white horse, a white unicorn, a white rabbit, a white holy dove. And this is a reflection of being cut from our wings. Our wings were cut. Our memory was cut. Basically, we were cut in half and sent to a dual reality of Adam and Eve, flesh and spirit, moon and sun. And so this story gets pretty, it can't be proven. This is only what shows up in my art. So this is just something to internalize and to look at things a little differently. So that the Pope right there is holding a Baal. This is a play on words that this is an organization that worships Baal, B-A-A-L. So if we can see the truth of these organized religions, then we can easily move past it and not be hypnotized by their fears. So the DMT, the mushrooms here, they say that if you want to avoid reincarnation and being born as an ignorant baby, cut off from your truth, cut off from your wings, you have to see the truth firsthand. And so they say psychedelic drugs kill, but they kill ego, ignorance, hatred, and even depression. So these mushrooms are a symbol from Christ within you that is speaking to you that it's time to awaken to truth, and this truth will set us free. and bring us back to our center. This is why Christ said to go through the eye of the needle, because the eye of the needle is in between the sun and the moon. It's the Vesica Pisces. And this Vesica Pisces leads us to our balance and to a spiritual rebirth that we cannot see. We actually grow and we go up above a wall. So when Dorothy left the little munchkins that were short of understanding, she had grown her soul tall enough to make it to that green emerald city, which is the green heart chakra. When we open our heart chakra, our entire world changes because it's like we've gone through a portal. So that you have this seal on your temple is a very good sign. This means that when you are filled with illumination and enlightenment, the dark ones can no longer detain you. And the dark one is ENLIL at 8 o'clock with chains, and he is a prison guard of a lower realm below that wall. And because you have ascended, you are no longer a prisoner. You have access to all truth, and you can step into your divinity, which is you becoming the prophet. And the blue avian, the only thing that I'm seeing is at 11 o'clock, you have to burn away all that is false. You have the crucible and you have the phoenix. So this means that you have to burn away thoughts that are false of self, religions that are false, beliefs that are false, and even emotions that are false. Because if we were raised up in a narcissistic realm, imagine you're in a concentration camp and all these prison guards kicked you around and told you this, that, and something else, and you believed it, it would take a long time for you to brainwash yourself or rethink of yourself as a new person. But this is what you're being asked to do. Rebirth yourself by becoming nothing. Believe nothing, feel nothing, become nothing, go through that eye of the needle, and suddenly you will awaken to a truth through dreaming. And I'm going to suggest that you watch, I'm doing a series on becoming an oracle. And this is helping you understand how to collect power through action during the day and through dreaming at night. We all meditate every night for 8 hours. And awakening through meditation, which is sleeping, gives us a better idea of who we are, because we are a collective consciousness. So you're being shown that you're looking at your wife, you're looking at this Catholic energy, and you're looking at the truth of what was true to you at one time. And you're being told to stop looking, close your eyes. You're being told that what we think about is a form of worship. So if you think about Johnny Depp for a long period of time, you're going to meet him on the dream realm, whether you remember it or not. And you will adopt his energy and like a cloak or a hat on your head. And you will feel what he feels, and you will not be able to tell whether it's you or not. So we often adopt depression, anger, and many different energies from other people because we don't know our own minds. Our minds work like the golden compass. So who you think about, you end up adopting their inconsistencies, their negative energies, parasites, principalities, powers that we cannot see. So seek first the kingdom of God, which could be in psychedelics, and it could be through your thought and your belief. Stand in the truth that you are nothing. You are just an empty vessel, and your higher self, which is your wings that you've lost, that you are gaining back, will tell you the truth, and you just follow it. So you just say it out loud, I am nothing, I believe nothing, and I hear this voice within me, and I'm going to follow that. And that voice will lead you to truth and the way and the life. It is a Christ that was dead within us. When we were below the wall, Christ was dead within us. And when Christ comes to life within you, your heart wakes up and you become a collective consciousness, a horse of many colors, a mansion of many rooms, and you begin to see that you left a world of narcissism, shame, and ignorance. S-I-N, shame, ignorance, and narcissism, which is sin. And so when we leave that behind and we go to truth, we realize we are more than we ever imagined. And for us to step into that is our duty. So become nothing, die before you die, let go of your old self, rebirth anew like a phoenix, and sign a new contract. So Your original father is a bird, and it's kind of like the Superman story. You were born on a planet, and this god XENU took your soul and froze you and put us here on this prison planet. And we signed contracts through our birth certificate, through a myriad of thoughts, feelings, and even emotions, and even organizations like religious organizations. And this god, which is a bird man, is telling you to sign a new contract within your heart, in your physical reality, in every way. He says that this is the way to eternal life. The number 8 reflects the Star of David, which is water and fire, flesh and spirit, gaining your wings back and awakening to truth and your original knowledge. So your wife holding the candlestick is the flame. She is revering a flame, which is a saint. And this saint could be ENLIL. And ENLIL is a prison guard. So when we are thinking about prison guards or thinking about saints, we actually wear their energy, and it puts us under mind control. And so she's under the elephant and the cosmic turtle. So she is blocked. Her ear is blocked from truth. She is a snake eating her hand is eating the candlestick, and she has the number 23 on her arm, which means that she is an oracle. So she is going to forsake becoming an oracle if she does not awaken to truth at this time. The Pope also has AI, artificial intelligence, and Area 51. If you've ever watched Westworld, I keep seeing this, and I'm not sure if I'm correct, but it seems to be that we are advanced robots and that we have SIM cards, and there's something about our bodies being advanced robots with this Area 51. I could be wrong, but I keep seeing this over and over. So notice the holy dove above the lightning strike there at the wall. And remember what Jesus said. He comes like a thief in the night, like a lightning strike. So this shift happens like a thief in the night, and we are saved. We are resurrected, and we go over the wall. And it happens in our physical reality so gently, we don't even realize it. And it's different on the spirit realm. It happens differently on within the unseen world. But notice your hand makes the U shape. This corona borealis is affecting us all, whether we are dominated by religion or not. Many of us have gone through this ascension, but some of us are still dominated by belief, emotion, and even religious dogmas from the prison guards, which would be ENLIL. So the fire is that you are 75% water, and the flame is your higher self, the holy dove, or the phoenix. And so when fire meets water, which is you, it is your wings, and it will burn away all that is false. And if it doesn't, it will devour you. So you have to awaken to truth so that you can expand and step into your divinity, which is a prophet. You are meant to be a prophet. The reptilian in the world of the ENLIL reflects that the reptilians are in charge of the lower realm, the ones who have not ascended. They are also the prison guards. Please continue to investigate all of the symbologies and even the geometry. Notice the triangle on the reptilian, and notice this U shape and the number 8, because these messages and these shapes and these numbers speak a myriad of messages to you. The awakening is not easy, but I am here to encourage you to step into your divinity at this time. And although conventional religions have become corrupt, the Bible itself is a labyrinth, and it does say that if any man speak, let them speak as the voice of the oracle. And the oracle was written in the Bible 23 times. Many ignorant preachers or priests will say, oh no, only an ordained minister can be an oracle, or they may try to connect an oracle with a psychic or a medium. If you're in the lower world and you're dominated by ENLIL, and you're a psychic and a medium, yes, that is not good. But if you are ascended and you are full of enlightenment and you are governed by a higher self, the holy dove, you are the voice of God, you are the prophet, you are the oracle. The number 23 reflects death. The number 46 reflects life. So it does take dying before we die to become the voice of God.